lovely people! Here we go! Hello everybody, my name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the Unknown Prophet. I'm here between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Monday through Friday. I really love being here, guys. Hello, welcome on in. This is my homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot. I help you find the best possible path I can for you today. Welcome on in, your bestie. Welcome in, Marshmallow. Nice to see you guys. Welcome on in. Hello, young lady. Hello, young man. How are we doing today? I help try to find people the best possible path for them. I'm a very blunt, in-your-face kind of tarot reader. I am not the sugarcoat kind of guy. I am a very blunt, in-your-face kind of tarot reader. So just to warn you, that's what you're going to get when you come here. So anyway, guys, I am having a great, had a great weekend. Nice time to just kind of relax and kind of take away a little bit. Playing some video games. My PlayStation controller broke, so I was trying to play games with my keyboard for the first time in like forever. And let's see what else happened. That's about it, guys. I've probably had a nice restful weekend and got my energy back, ready to rock and roll for this week here, guys. So welcome on in. Readings are ready to rock and roll whenever anybody wants to join in. Exclamation point join. You'll get your reading for today. And welcome in, Marshmallow. And just kind of what I wanted to say earlier, what I was saying with Tansy in the little chat there when we were in her chat. And I don't know if you guys are still live or not, but if you are, that's great. And if you're just here to lurk, I understand. Come on in when you guys are ready. I'm here for you, okay? But when and if you want that reading, we'll get that for you. Nopes. Okay. Well, I wasn't sure, so didn't want to take away from your stream at all. So anyway, but welcome on in, guys. Your bestie, you're first up in line. So let's get going to it. What are your numbers for today? In case you haven't been here before, that includes you, my Marshmallow friend. That would be all about that. I will ask you to pick a number 1 through 10. That's how many times I shuffle the deck for you. Then I'm going to ask you to pick a second number, 1 through 52. That's where your reading is. Oh, that's right. If I had started a minute earlier, I would have rated you. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, well, that's fine. You know what time I go on. And then I will, if cards pop out of the deck during your shuffle, as long as they're under 6 numbered cards, those are your higher power cards. Tansy is going to show you how it's done here. Welcome on in. Let's get going. The music's okay. Can we even hear the music? Do we need the music? No, we don't need the music. Give me a second to turn down my music or off my music here. Because I always listen to something empowering when I'm going to come on here. So 7 and 6. Here are your 7 shuffles. 1, 2, 3. Oop, there we go. 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and the 6th card in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. General reading for you, I'm assuming. There we go. If you need a question answered or something, let me know. Otherwise, I know you just generally want a general reading. So, just general today, sweetie? Yep. Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say for you today, my lady. Understandable. All right, so Tansy, here's what you need to know for today. Yeah, anything. Yeah. You said you say you want your spiritual butt kicked, but then again, sometimes it's like, maybe I'm not ready for this. I'm scared. Okay, but anyway, just in case you were wondering, a spiritual butt kick here is a requirement here. I will sometimes have to kick your spiritual ass. So that's the only thing I have to say to you. So back into what I need to tell you, Tansy, today. So we've been doing the how do I want to put things together kind of a thing. You know that you're not missing anything. Right now, you're just trying to bring all of the pieces of the puzzle that you've got going on in your life together right now. And developing all this new stuff is some kind of new experience for you. So just know that, yes, the puzzle pieces are coming together. The things are starting to develop in the way you want them to develop. So this isn't a card of saying, I have to go back and reassess my life here. No, this is a card basically saying to you, you've done that reassessment. Now we need to start to look into the unknown future that we are about to create for ourselves. What do we need to do right now, though? We need to claim our personal power again. Tansy, I know we've talked about this one before, but there is a time and place where you just have to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, and if you don't like it, tough titty, I don't care, and it's about you going to your personal place of power within yourself and claiming your power. Sometimes that means saying things that might not always be the greatest for people to hear sometimes. When you come here, you're going to get the Lunch Tarot kind of a reading, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Well, just like that, I have a promise that I keep to my people who come here, just like you are going to keep your promise to the people who come to there. So just remember what you're claiming your power as, and to walk the walk, talk the talk, or do the do, or they'll come over here with the big 2x4 or a baseball bat, whichever one you relate more to, and smack you on the head and make you go, holy, what I haven't learned yet today. All right? But you know that this is what you're doing now. You're trying to do this and claim your power. So just keep going in that and keep owning that. You know that this future that you are creating is creating this new flowering kind of a bee, that you know that the dandelion of life, that you are a resilient young lady, that you have made it through the hard times in your life. And one of the things that you are doing in your future is transitioning what we used to do to something new. So now we have looked at our life as a weed for a while, and now we're starting to look at life as our flower now, and becoming more aware that what we are putting out there is beautiful, even though there may be some people out there who will look at it and say, this isn't for me, or I don't like you at all. And it's all about you reminding yourself that you have to stay true to yourself and be the beautiful flower you know you are. And that's kind of coming for you in the future, is you are opening up that flower and putting it out there into the world so that you can start to see what is really going on. And the Destiny card is going to tell you the truth more than anything here. The hard path, Tans, is why you're going through all of this right now. And the hard path is all about you being determined about what you want to actually accomplish. Being as determined as you can possibly be. You'll climb a hill, you'll climb a rock, you'll climb anything. And I don't know why that's still on there. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to put that up there. We're not a 420 episode today. Nope, no 420. But it's all about the determination you have and how badly you want something. So ask yourself, how much am I going to give to this so I can get back what I'm going to get in return? When I finally get that, am I going to take that rest break and let it soak into my life so that all of it can make sense to me? So just like what you're doing here is we've reassessed the past. We've done all of that which we need to do there. We've claimed our power, and now the universe understands what we want. Now we know what we're going to get, because we know what we're putting forth in our future is that beautiful flower in the place of a weed we used to think things up. And that's what the hard path is all about, because these are the hills and valleys you will have to climb over in order to be more determined with what you need to go on right now. And right now, it's the time to be determined. If you want something, you got to go get it. But give yourself a rest break when you feel like you've reached a point where you're done for right now. It's okay to say, I'm done. Time to take a rest break. Let it soak all in so that I can bring it all in. And that's your general reading for today, Tansy. And then I do have a God card, and I don't know why I even bother asking you, because you're going to say yes anyway. But do you want to, just for the new person in chat, if a God card does appear, I always ask the person if they would like to see their card or not. Just doing that for Marshmallow so they know how that works. Anyway, yeah, I kind of said this one coming. Yeah, I know you want to be that giving person, and continue to be that giving person. That will always be a part of who you are, but you must remember to take back the energy that you give to people, or you must take back something for yourself and donate something back to yourself. So if this is donating something into your soul, it's building self-confidence, it's building reassurance, it's building all of that stuff, that's donating to yourself. So something that you're doing that you love is donating to yourself. So as long as you still love to do it and it's still something where you're happy and great, that's kind of what it's saying. And maybe a personal day for yourself wouldn't be a bad idea right now, to go give yourself a day of spa, of renewal, of kind of going back in where you kind of feel refreshed and renewed, mind, body, and spirit, So kind of feel like you need like a 1 day day off for yourself and nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And just give yourself back that much needed appreciation for yourself. That's what you needed to know today from your higher power there. And that's how they work here. And then I do a cleansing shuffle for the next person in line and talk about anything else that you might, if your guides come in and tell me things, this is when they usually do it. So I think it was more of a validation reading for you than anything for you today. So it just kind of felt very validating. So I hope you take that as a great little validation that you're on the right track, you're moving in the right direction. So, and then we cleared the queue and we're ready to rock and roll for the next person in line. See, that's how it goes here. And, you know, I just try to help people find the best possible answers for them and try to give them the best advice that I can give them. And, you know, that's what it is. And I don't know if you're ready for that or not, because I know you're in the middle of doing some changes of your own. And just know that being a person who's been in the LGBTQ community for practically since I was 18 years old, and knowing that there are a lot of people out there who have strong, good communities for you to go out and talk to people. Go talk to someone before surgery. Go talk to someone after surgery. Go talk to someone a year and a day later after surgery to get an idea of what someone went through during their journey. Now, your journey is going to be your own, but you know what? That's okay. It doesn't matter what you're transitioning to. It's what is in here that matters, and the body is just that reflection of what we want the universe to show us as. So, and I always believe that body identity and gender identity or any kind of identity, if that's how you feel about yourself truly, and that's who you truly represent yourself as, then you will be the best success story. There's a lot of wonderful things that can come on in and out of this, but there will be difficult times. You will have to adjust to a new, different way of life. And some of the things you used to feel, you may not feel anymore. So just remember that there are some risks involved, but bare minimum, it's from what I've heard from most of the community members who were pre-post and all of that stuff, they were nervous to begin with. They were very, 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 very ready for that change to happen. When the change finally came and they woke up and they've healed completely and they can say to themselves, I am now that thing that I want to be, man or woman, whichever one it is. I know which one it is, but I don't want to give your personal information out there. So, you know, and, you know, just kind of know that there are a lot of people out there who can help you and understand things for you as well. Welcome in, Fact. How you doing? Hello, welcome in, first time chatter. How are you doing today? Welcome on into the chat. How are we doing today? So welcome on in, and here to do your daily tarot reading here. I've got my 5 paths ready to rock and roll. Since I haven't seen you here before, I'm going to explain how things are working today. I'm going to ask you to pick numbers 1 through 10. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for this? Yay, I've got a new follower. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So, hey, Marcy's in the chat too. Hey, Marcy. And then, okay, let me get back to explaining, just so you know, Fact, how it works here. 1 through 10 is the first number that I will ask you for. That's how many times I shuffle the deck for you. Then I'm asking you to pick a second number, and that's 1 through 52. And that's where your answers are in my deck. And anything else that happens, I'll explain along the way. We do have what I call God cards that show up. Welcome back, Mercy. That do pop out during when I'm shuffling the deck. If that happens, I set them aside. We always get to them after the main reading. So that's how it works here. Fact, so whenever you're ready, and if you have a question you want to ask, feel free to ask that question. Make it as simple as possible so I can understand it. If you just want a general reading, just say general. This is a very in-your-blood kind of tarot reading. I do not sugarcoat anything. I will tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. So when you're ready, type your question, give me your numbers, and we'll give back to that story. If you wish to, you can. If you want to give me backstory, that's fine. You don't necessarily have to, but if it helps you communicate your question to me, I would love it. Just make sure that when you are ready to post that question, you have about the backstory, or so I understand. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and type that out. We'll give you some time to do that. So welcome on in, Mercy. How you doing today? How's my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady today? One thing I want to point out during your streams, it's very hard to hear you speaking sometimes on your stream. I don't know if you know that or not, but so just kind of wanted to give you a little feedback there. Because I was in the chat and I was like, I can't basically hear what she's saying. Did she say something to me or not? So sometimes I don't always hear you. But that could be my hearing. That might not be you. No, not you. Mercy. I know I jump around with names a lot. So, but whenever you're ready. Oh, it's your mic. Okay, got you. I wasn't sure if it was your stream or something like there. Well, we'll have to work on that one, won't we, huh? Do you have a throne list or anything like that now? Okay, I'm going to read what Fact has to tell me today. So my ex and me broke before about a month ago, and I still wonder a little bit what happened there, but I'm 99% detached. I met a new Pisces girl that I really like and wonder if things between me and her are going to work out. She is a tad older. My question is connected to that information that awaits for me in love. Okay. Now all I need is your numbers. So 1 through 10, how many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? And then pick a second number, 1 through 52. All right, here we go. 5 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and whoops! Oh, we got some runners. Okay. Is that it? 2 runners, 2 God cards for you. We'll get to those after your Jenna reading. And then we got, you're next in line, Mercy. So I'll let you know when it's your turn. Now your second number is 3, right? Okay, 1, 2, and the third card is on top. Yeah, I've got to review all those commands too, because there are some that I don't know if I have to delete from some of those aren't on there anymore. So I took off the ones like the Wait, Easy, Unseen, Home, and Leap. And Wander. I got to get rid of those. But okay, I will yell for you extremely loudly when you're ready. Okay, but let's get into your reading, Fact, because I can hear the voices in your head kind of screaming. All right, I just ended this last relationship. And the thing about this last relationship you have to understand is you had to, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. You had to kind of basically say this wasn't working out one way or the other for both of you. It's time you had to finally empty out the old soup of what we used to go after, or what the things in life that we wanted or we thought we wanted. Maybe we needed to be shown a little bit of an example of things we don't want or what we don't want in our relationship as well. And one thing that I'm feeling from one of the things that has happened in the past to now is you are over it mostly, but there is that 1%, still that 1% you're hanging on to, and that's the part you need to let go of before you're ready. So you've emptied out the old soup to prepare a new soup. Now you are combining 2 different people or 2 different recipes in here. So be aware that this is something that is just beginning. So you're going to have to start to prepare what you want to go into this soup. So how do you want to start this new relationship? Let's be open and honest in our communication. Let's tell them as much about us as we can tell them. And they will tell us in return the same exact amount. We want there to be love there in return. Even if it's new love, we want to feel that that love is receptacle. We want to be able to be very, very communicative. Even if it's a good day or a bad day, sometimes we need to share things with one another that we don't necessarily want to hear. We can't take them personally when it's directed at us. We have to listen and try to figure out what we can do to respond and what we can do to change or what we can't do to change. Then you have to come together as that ultimate team. No matter what happens, you have to be the power couples of all power couples. And then ultimately, you're going to have your own separate things from time to time. So whether or not you're doing it with her or not with her, just know that the time you have with her is the most precious time. So that's what we're doing now, is we're creating this new soup and adding the right ingredients into this new relationship that we want to work out to be a lot healthier relationship this time. So now that we're doing that, somewhat now we're starting to prepare. We're getting over some of the old sadness of the old relationship. And knowing that, thank you for that. I saw what you just wrote. But the depression card isn't necessarily about sadness. It's about going through a stage of grief. You're going through stages of grief right now because you've just lost an old relationship. So you have to grieve that relationship before this new relationship will become something more prevalent in your life. So right now, it is important for you to kind of mourn the loss of the old relationship, even include your new girlfriend and say, I want to let go of this with you, or do it on your own and say, you know what, I'm doing this in honor of you today. Will you help me with this? I want to let this go 100% and be committed to you 100%, you know? And that's kind of what I'm saying. I think you're past that stage, but I don't think, it's kind of one of those things that maybe that's why you were going through this right now. And then, right. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's exactly what needs to be happening right now. Exactly what you're saying right now, fact. And that's kind of what I'm just pointing out, is that that's what the future card is. You said you had an ancient card too, right? Well, in my deck, the ancient card means it's time to listen to that ancient knowledge that you possess inside. Not only from your previous lives, but the life you've already lived. And that ancient knowledge and these inner voices that are talking to you, these inner guides that are trying to help you, guide you into the right direction. And just open up those ears and open up those eyes and look for the right signs. When things start to feel like they're going in the right direction, they're probably going in the right direction. When they're not going in the right direction, you're going to know it. Just be that ultimate communicative person with yourself as well, and listen to those inner intuitions that you have within you, because sometimes we don't always hear the voices, but we sometimes feel those voices inside of ourselves. So listen to your feelings and listen to what you have within yourself. That's what's going to help you make the best possible choice coming for you in the future. This is why you're going through all of this right now. And I know you're saying you're done with the grieving process, but I want to say, are you really? Because there's a part of it you're still hanging on to, that 1% that's still decaying and dying. It's going down slowly every single day. I want you to be able to say, I'm 100% over now. And that's what you're getting to now, is letting this last bit of what was start to decay and die, so that you can have a new fertile ground in front of you. Because what happens to everything that starts to decay and die? It turns into nutrients that soak into the earth. It eventually turns back into earth. So why are we going through all of this right now? Because we needed to decay the old life. We needed to empty out the old soup. So we needed to throw the old soup away. That had to go away and to start to decay. Then we put this depression stuff on the side, and this is starting to decay. And this ancient knowledge that we are now listening to, telling us to do some of this stuff already, is to allowing ourselves to finish off that last little grieving process that we're doing, so we can start this brand new relationship with a clean slate. That's kind of what I need to tell you today for the general reading. And this new relationship will be something you will need to work on in the very beginning, but all relationships really do. It's just important that you are as forthright and honest with this person as possible, even when you have those scary emotions that she might not want to hear. Just say, hey, I want you to put your big ears on. I might need to tell you something from time to time you might not like to hear, but because I want to be an emotionally caring person who shares all of what's going on with me, I want you to know what I'm going through. When it's very important to me, I want to share it, and this process you are finishing up right now, helping you move on to this new relationship. So that's your general reading. Then we have what I call God cards. This is a message from your higher power, whichever one you believe in. I don't prescribe to tell you what you need to believe in, but they're definitely reaching out saying, hey, You've been asking us for an answer for a while now on a certain question. We heard you. Here's your answer. So if you wanted to give you an answer from your higher power, this is that. Now, these can be very, very intense cards because these are coming from your higher power. And if I have to kick your butt during this time, this is when it usually happens. So I always ask if you want to see your cards or not. Yes, I want to see my cards, or no, I do not. Just let me know either way. Then we'll move on to Merciless Mercy here. Mercy! You're going to be up in a second! Wow. I'll tell you what. Sometimes this is going to be like what I'm saying is sometimes cards pop up for certain reasons, and I know why these ones popped out. And sometimes it has something to do with your last reading. Something has nothing to do with your last reading. This definitely has to do with your family there and what's going on right now in this current situation. Right now, you're trying to bring two different worlds together as one. Two sometimes opposing feelings inside of ourselves. Before I became the unknown prophet, I was called Unison because I had a very dualistic kind of personality. I thought I could only do one thing right or one thing wrong. I couldn't do both at the same time. Either I had to be the good boy all the time or the bad boy all the time. And sometimes I was very bad and sometimes I was very, very good. Most of the time on the centers of good than bad. But I had to bring both of my worlds together. And I had to create this symphony within myself. And I created this symphony I call the gray in between. Both notes, my dark and light notes, came together to combine this symphony within myself. And I learned how to walk what I call the gray in between. I didn't have to be good. I didn't have to be bad. I just had to walk my life as I could see fit, follow my dreams, and follow my heart. So this is my dream card too. So if there is a destiny that you want to start happening in your life, you can carve that destiny right now. The gods are saying, pick your lane. Which destiny do you want to start to fulfill more? A or B? Pick a lane, put your finger down in the sand and say, this is the line I'm crossing. Now I'm crossing it into this new life. So bring this two worlds together and be that thing as you need as one. And lastly, the Cherish card. Right now, I want you to look at one very specific thing. That the thing staring you right in front of your face right now might be the best possible thing that has ever happened to you. It feels so easy. It feels so good. It feels like everything is working out the way it's supposed to be working out. The challenge, me and my wife met. This was me and my wife on our wedding day, but before this day, we had to learn how to bring together two different worlds, yes, but we also had very broken minds when we came together. We both got out of very bad relationships just before we met one another. And then when we met one another, we were kind of finished cooking on both sides when we finally started dating and stuff like that. And the thing we had to realize is that the thing we had to do the most in our relationship was cherish one another for that which we were truly. So right now, I had to start staring in the woman of my dreams' face. And I started getting back exactly what I had asked the universe for. The woman of my dreams, the woman I've ever wanted in my life, has finally come to me. And I couldn't believe it for all of my wonders and all the crap that has ever happened to me in my life. I didn't think I deserved such a beautiful thing. So I questioned it. So we had to learn how to cherish one another and accept that the good thing that's staring us right in the face probably is. You know that old saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is? Well, I'm here to tell you that's not always the case. Hi, lady, welcome on in. And today is that day to just remember, no matter what happens, to cherish every single moment as if it would be the last moment you will ever spend with the love of your life. And remember to cherish that person always. All right, that is your reading for today. Fat Cat Not Lazy. Fat Cat Not Lazy. I like that name, by the way. And then we're going to get into that. And one more thing, your guides want me to tell you, Fat there. You know that red book you've been looking for? Is there a red book you've been looking for? A certain red book. It's got a red cover with, I don't know, some writing on it somewhere. It feels like it's on the lower half of the red book. No, I haven't eaten yet. Okay. Because I think it might be time to start journaling again or something like that. So, like, they're maybe asking about, well, the red book you were looking for is is something that you've been meaning about journaling and stuff like that. So, um, that's something that they want me to know to start wanting you to start doing in that red book. So that's what I wanted to let you know there. All right, Mercy, I will go get something to eat, but I've got to put my Be Right Back screen on so to get that because it's going to take 3 minutes to cook anything that I have in the fridge right now. So, well, thank you very much. I truly do appreciate that validation that I've done a good reading for you. I just came here today to help you find the best possible path for you. Remember, guys, no matter what I tell you today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. No matter what I told you here today, that is the truth. The future is always in your own hands. So remember that. Okay, Mercy, I will go get something small to eat real quick. I'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes because it takes about 5 minutes to cook my meal and then stuff like that. So I got to go eat something real quick, small real quick. I'll go see what I can find real quick. Maybe I can find something quicker than that. All right. I'm going to go look in the fridge real quick. See what I got. I think I have something.
Honey, you can have one of my omelet and French toast sticks meal.
No, I was thinking like a cookie or something like that. I think I have. Well, I thought I had cookie left. Can I have one of your cranberry nut thingies?
Yep.
Okay. What time is your breakfast on? Okay, I'll have some French toast. That works. It's cooking. All right. Well, Fat, thank you very much for your reading today. I will be with you in just a moment. I'll be right back, guys. All right, Mercy, here I go. Give me a second. I wanted to prove I was eating. All right. Only certain people can tell me what to do. My wife, my Mercy, hell. Yeah, I'm going to eat. I always eat after stream, though. I usually don't. Yeah, you know what? That's okay, though. I know the mom in you is just looking out for a kid like me. I know. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mom. Like, shut up. I'm going to let some of this cool down real quick. I'll have a puff of my tobacco here. You throw me your numbers. Even though I got a small ass hit right now. And I got these too. So I'll start snacking on some of this here. Some healthy stuff for me to do. Some nuts and cranberries and stuff like that. I'm going to snack on these a little bit here and there. Wife was so generous to let me have one of hers. All right. Raisin. Josh, eat, Josh, good, yum, yum. All right, Mercy, whenever you're ready. I hope that's sufficient. I've started eating for you. I genuinely stream after I eat after stream. And just so you know, as soon as I'm done with stream, first thing I'm doing is going to make something to eat. All right, I see Mercy's got her numbers. Questions, queries, general, kick butt. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th card. And welcome on into the queue there, Marshmallow. Butt kick enabled. And what a butt kick it might be today, right? Okay, Mercy, here we go with what you need to know today for you, okay? So, Mercy, we know that we are just beginning to bud like a new fresh bud on a tree. We're beginning to do this new growth that we've really started to dig into. And I know what you're personally going into right now and starting to do. Just remember that it takes time for that to develop. You're just taking in the right kind of elements, the right kind of ingredients to make you open up in your natural time. So don't rush it. Allow it to happen when it happens. I know you're kind of on a crunch of time here where you think, you don't have as much time as you think you do. But honestly, I think things will start coming a lot more easier for you coming up in the next coming months. This bud card is all about the potential you have inside. So believe in your own potential and believe in what you know you're capable of. Everything that I've seen you working on recently, I think that people would like a lot of the design work that you have been doing recently. And sometimes, customs designs for certain people who might be able to pay you a nice decent amount of money to do it. Just remember to put your the best price forward for yourself. Don't sugarcoat it like I don't sugarcoat it. Hey, if you want a good design, I will give you a good design, but I expect to be paid for what I'm doing. And then but as much as you are budding, you are still reminding yourself that you're starting this new journey as this new flower. We know we had the weed life before. We know what the weed life was like. And we're done with that weed life. We don't care what anybody else thinks of us right now. We know we believe in ourselves. And we believe in our own power, our inner flower within ourselves, and reminding ourselves that we are doing what is beautiful inside for us. People may look at us like a little dandelion on the ground and decide that it's a weed. But not everyone's going to see a weed. Most people are going to see a flower. It is still a flower that has a lot of nutrients and good things in it. Just like you have a lot of good things within you as well. Doesn't matter whether or not they pick you or not pick you. You know that is part of the process of becoming a person who puts themselves out there, that there are going to be some people who don't like what you do and some people who love what you do, like me. I love what you do. And I'd like to thank her for all the graphic artwork that she's helped do on this place, because she is the reason I have a lot of these nice, good graphics out there. But the thing you need to start to do more of, Mercy, and this is where your butt kick comes in. I know a lot of the puppet strings keep trying to tell you what to do with your life there. And I know there are a couple of people out there who are still trying to put their little fingers in your little world there. And you have to remind them, I don't need your help. I can control my own life. I can go as slow as fast as I want to go, but I have to start to fan the fire that I want to feed the most right now. And right now, you are not that fire. Okay? My fire is my dream, my goal, my kids, my everything. And reminding myself that I have to take that control back in my hands and I get to decide how fast or slow I go. Nobody gets to tell you that, Mercy, not even me. You have to be able to say, I am in control, and I want to be able to say no more to those spider webs in my head, or voices that tell me I can't, can be some of those little puppet strings sometimes. But you are putting those things which you do not need into a place where it can turn into something good down the line. The reason you're going through all of this right now, Mercy, is because the things that you don't need, that aren't helping you reach your fullest potential, are going into that compost pile. And that compost pile is all about us reminding ourselves that we don't truly throw any part of ourselves away. It just gets recycled and renewed into something new and different. That's what change is all about. It's about bringing forth new nutrient good dirt, because as you put this into the compost pile, it's going to finally decay and then turn into that life-giving nutrient dirt someday. So you're just putting that stuff on the side there, saying, I don't need to worry about this right now. I don't care if they don't see me as a beautiful flower or not. That's up to them to decide. In the compost pile you go. I don't need you in my life. I need to take back the control of my life so that I can be that kind of a person who's ready to embrace the new changes ahead. And then you automatically get your God cards, because you said that you wanted them when you said butt kick. So butt kick enabled. Boom, 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 boom. All right, Mercy. The hardest thing for you to do right now, or what your higher power really wants you to hear, is it's time to bask in that sun and those positive people. You need to get around positive people who can see the brilliance and beautifulness that you are. You may be one sunflower in a sunflower field, but you still need to follow that sun around all day long and gather up that positive energy, so that when you wake up the next day, you are met with even more positive energy and regathering up that sun again. You build that battery up and keep building that battery up, and then we have all the energy in the world to create this get through this hard times of being passionate about our dreams, being driven by our goals, being wondered by our imaginations, allowing ourselves to be as determined as we want to be determined, because no one gets to tell you what hill or valley to climb over. You just have to know that you're going to climb some obstacles along the way. But when you finally get to a place where you feel like you've leveled out a little bit and things are more stable, then you're going to take that nice rest break and soak in that sun of the beauty of the people that you've kind of brought around you to help you with this as well. So I kind of feel like they're saying, keep up the good work, but stay positive in no uncertain terms for you. Start your reading. I'm going to finish the last of my breakfast here, and then I will do the next reading. It was a validation today. That's because you didn't need it in your face tarot reading today. You needed to be reminded to be validated that you're on the right track. That's what you needed to be reminded of. So that's what I gotta tell you. Don't give yourself so much crap. You're doing just fine. Don't let anyone tell you how to do it, and just do you. Yeah, exactly. It's more of a validation, and sometimes that can be even more powerful than what is to come, or tell you what you're doing wrong, or tell you what you're doing right. Sometimes that can be even harder to take in, because then you have to assume the fact that now I've told you you're doing things right. So now you've got to keep in that positive mind frame and not let those other voices get in there and tell you otherwise. And the voices in the head are the hardest to quiet sometimes. Alright, I'm going to finish this last piece of French toast here. I might as well just eat this now. I know, I love you too, Mercy. Breakfast accomplished. All right. You're welcome. You know I'm always here for you, just like you know you're here for me. Let's do that cleansing shuffling for Lady here. Lady, it's your turn. Lady. Welcome in. It's your turn for your reading. Yeah. So, Lady, pass whenever you're ready. I'm here for you. So, just in case you're out there still, please let me know. All right. Since I think you know how it works here, throw me your numbers. Well, I finished eating this. Oh. Let me see. Okay. I didn't look up. Sorry. All right. Let me put this away. I need to read up sometimes. Okay, question. May the spirits guide me in deciding whether or not to continue with this current contact or to complete it as stipulated and seek new opportunities. Okay. Okay. Let's get to it then. We've got 6 and 15. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. I was on your second shuffle too. Second, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th card is now on top. And you got a 6 God card message for you there, lady. So we'll get to that after your general reading today. All right, rock and roll. So, we want some answers about this new spiritual place that we are at. And what you need to understand is your guides have been telling you exactly what you need to do. Why aren't you listening to them? Well, remember that we're trying to find our own voice right now. We're trying to find our own community, and we're exploring some things, right? So, the puppet strings that are currently coming from the past here are some of those old voices in your head telling you that what you used to believe yourself to be, you need to let those go. Yeah, I understood what you were asking. But they're telling you right now that the control that you need to take back of your life is, they're saying you need to make a choice here. That you need to start to decide some things that are going to define your own future. So if it feels like a good spot for you in a mundane sense, then you should follow those voices. If it's completed as stipulated, like you said in your question, then let it be stipulated as it was told to you by your guides or gods or whatever else you listen to. Because if you're not going to listen to those voices, those aren't puppet strings. Those are guides trying to help you. They're not trying to make you do anything. They're trying to give you the best possible path. You need to be determined about the path that you want and what your journey is going to be expressing and what you want to start to learn. So ask yourself, what am I ready to learn? What am I ready to face as a fear? What am I ready to face as far as a social standing? What am I ready to face in life that has got me questioning all of this other stuff? Because as we are starting to throw away the mundane crap that keeps bogging us down, and I kind of feel like you're kind of in your own head a little bit about all of this, I don't think they have they don't know you well enough to make a judgment call. They've got their preconceived notions about what you've shared so far. So I kind of feel like that time has done. I feel like that time should be done and be in your compost pile for something that could come in useful somewhere later in the future. You've learned something through them that will come in useful later. So just remind yourself that in the process of learning and growing, there will be times where we only are there for a parenthesis of time, this short little bit of time that we're giving them. Remember, we only give them this much time when we have this much time to give our whole life. So we're only giving them a tiniest bit of our life here, and we're saying, you get to have this little slice here, and that's what they're kind of doing right now. And what your guides and gods are really trying to tell me to tell you more of that they're not trying to take advantage of you or do anything for you. They want to see you do it for yourself. Remember, in the craft or in any spiritual thing, that you are only responsible to one person and one person only. Yourself. Your gods, and that's about it. Well, I would listen to what your guides are saying, because it's about tending back to yourself. Is this a place where you could start to heal yourself and maybe go through some of the things you need to go through in order to overcome those things? Because the tending card is all about taking back and taking care of self and reminding ourselves that some of the coals may not be heating the fire the right way. And we have to move those coals around so that they're more focused in. So that when we start to blow that fan onto that fire, we have more control of how that fire is going now. Now it's not so out of control. Now it's more focused in being what we want ourselves to be. And like I was saying, that life-giving nutrient dirt that was coming. So your guides are basically saying to you that you need to make a choice yourself here. That they're not going to help you. It's free will game time for you, okay? You are being presented with multiple choices, so you can make a multiple choice decision. No choice is wrong. It's just what you feel is right for you right now. So I would listen to those inner voices telling you what you need to do. I think they think that this is a place where you would grow. So I think this place will feel uncomfortable at times, but it will make you grow. So if that's the kind of a journey that you want, they're going to challenge you. They're going to make you face some things you may not have been ready to face before and go through some things that you might not have been facing by holding you accountable more than anything to yourself, because it's all about our inward journey. I think that what my guides are saying is this isn't a bad place for them. This is where they will learn certain things, but there is more for them to learn in other groups somewhere down the line. This may be a group you spend the rest of your time with, but it may not be. There might be a group that you create someday when you have to get all of this information from all these other places so that you know what to do. So I kind of feel like you're destined someday to make your own group, your own spiritual journey, not a cult, a place of real coming together and really worshiping what we believe in and stuff like that. I think it might be time for you to start to consider that as something you're laying the groundwork down for, because that's what the dirt card is basically saying, that we're providing you this new, fresh planted dirt. You have to decide which seeds go into the dirt and which seeds you want to grow. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, where do you want to grow it? So that's what they're basically saying. So they're saying, yes, this is a good place for growth. If you're not ready for real, true growth, this might not be the right time for you. Maybe you want to go to someplace else. So that's the question they are posing to you. Are you ready for real change? Or are you ready to keep waiting for change? Because they're going to help hold you to a standard. So they're telling you that you can stay there and learn something, but there's always a different group that will teach you about the same lessons in a different way. You're going to go through the same lessons either way. It's just which group do you feel more comfortable with? It's a mundane question. And I know it's kind of hard sometimes to kind of choose our own fate, our own destiny. And sometimes those guides and gods may have answers for us that we want to hear or don't need to hear, but this could be that answer. This could be what you need to hear from your higher power. This is all one message to you. So I don't know what could be behind all these cards, but it's definitely trying to tell you something here. So usually when I get a 6-carder, that's usually my sign that they need to listen up. So if you would like to see these cards, lady, please let me know if you do or do not want to see these cards one way or the other. I will move on to Marshmallow's reading. It will be as soon as I'm done with this question here. I'm sorry I had to eat that. I just need to know from Lady if she wants to see her God cards or not. Once she gives me that answer, it'll be your turn, Marshmallow. Hi, Ram! So, lady, do you want to see your God cards? Yes or no? That's all we're waiting for. I'm doing okay. Except for having stuff stuck in my mouth now. I was eating some breakfast because one of my moderators told me to go eat, so I went and ate. Lady! This is your first official call for your God cards. First official call for your God cards. I give you 3 chances to respond. And if they don't respond in 3 times I say it, then I will move on to you. They might not need to hear this today, so. Otherwise, I'm doing very well. Thank you, Ram. I've had a good couple of good weekend off. I did some self-care. I played some video games. I did Watch some silly stuff on TV. Oh, I loved the new episode. The new thing on Peacock that I love is the Ted episode. I love the movie Ted. Both Teds I love. And I love the new series. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just like the Chucky series. They're doing some really good stuff out there on Peacock now. It's got me like, ooh, you're kind of coming up in the land a little bit. So, lady, this is your second call. Second call for ladies' God cards. All right. I got one more minute to respond, and then it will be your turn, Marshmallow. So we're going to get this queue all stepped up, so it's your turn next, because the next time I call out them, they have exactly a couple of seconds to respond here. Lady, if you are still with me, Lady Pass Athena, are you still there? Okay. Well, I try to give everyone some time to respond, just in case, you know. All right, lady. I don't even want to know what they were. Well, she doesn't get to know now. And maybe she didn't need to know. Maybe she got the answers she wanted or didn't want, but it's like that today. Marshmallow. Or Marshy, it's your turn for your reading, my friend, my young man, my wonderful person. All right, you've been listening. Do you need me to explain everything again, or do you got the gist of it? Throw me your numbers if you got the gist of it. If you need me to explain again, I surely will. And I saw your question, so that made you angry about Hermes giving you the message. Well, sometimes they got to give you messages you don't want to hear. 10 shuffles and 10 as for my question, maybe like, what's my mission? I got you. I understand what you're trying to say here. So let's find out for you, okay? 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Don't worry about it. That's why I tell you how many times I'm willing to shuffle. That's why I say you can't shuffle 25 times, okay? I have a limit of 10 times. And I do that for very specific reasons, guys. So, don't worry about how many times I have to shuffle a deck for you. That's part of what I'm here for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Your numbers connect me to your gods and guides. So the numbers you guys pick do affect your readings, because remember, you're taking part of this reading in your own hands. I'm only doing the shuffling for you. And then I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you not want to hear. So we need to hear what we need to hear from Spirit. Wow. Okay, here we go. Well, my friend, my man, with the master plan. All right, so, Marshmallow, as far as where our mission is and what we need to do today, okay? The first thing you need to be understanding is that where you've come from up to this point has been the hard path. You've been walking the hard path all along. You've been determined to get to your goal. Now it is almost time to reach that goal or obtain that goal. So you've been working on doing this for a while now. Maybe some of this mental, physical, and spiritual stuff that you need to start to connect with, this new spirit that you have within yourself, now being shown on the outside of yourself. Allowing me to know that a little bit beforehand doesn't determination what you need to be more determined by. What is your ultimate goal? What do you actually want to see at the end of this journey? That is the spot where you will rest and take comfort in what you have now become, and take it in and let it soak into your life. So that means that being determined about what you need to be doing with your own life right now, and that you've been walking the hard path, that maybe it's time to say, do I still need to be here? Or can I move on to a different path now, that maybe I need to wait for a little bit and really take into consideration all of my thoughts and feelings before I make any other decisions going forward. So, because I kind of feel like there's this emotional awareness within you that's awakening and kind of questioning at the same time, that goes through a lot of people with what you're going through. I would suggest, maybe like I suggested before, talking to some of your community members about what they've already been through. That will help kind of alleviate some of those fears and some of those anxieties. If you know what to expect, it's going to make it a lot easier. Let me give you an example, and this leads into your second card, okay? Your second card is the Whale's Joy card, which is my One True Loves card. Okay, this is my wife's card in my deck. And when this card pops up, there's a very specific message I have to tell people. So when you're asking what your mission is, this is what they want you to do right now. So my wife is one of the most stubborn women I've ever met in my life. She doesn't do anything unless she wants to do it. Now, she will help and do all the things that she does normally around here, but we have a very give and take kind of relationship. She gives, I take, she takes, I give, kind of that stuff. But the thing that she doesn't do so well sometimes is she spends a lot of time down in that dark, deep ocean trying to... excuse me. I'm a rude, crude, socially unacceptable man with delusions of grandeur, a God complex, and I'm completely nuts. No, anyway. But, yeah, my wife said, you weirdo. But the thing that I want to tell you is, when she's navigating down in her life, before she became Whale's Joy, she spent a lot of time trying to navigate through all of the problems of her life. And she didn't always take into account that she was swimming in the death more than she was swimming in the life. So she had to remind herself something that was very important to her. There was a whale spirit within her. Now, whales go around in pods, and that's why I'm saying it's time to find your pod of people that you can be around, that can help you, grow you, and mature you into the person that you want to be. These are the people who are going to help your journey, not hinder your journey. There might be a good guy out there like me, or a good girl out there like they, who will accept you for who you are no matter what, and whatever comes with that is what comes with that. We are always looking for the new thing. But the thing my wife learned how to do good, that you need to start to do good, is you need to start to stop navigating all the problems and worries of your life and come up for that fresh of breath air again and breach that surface of that floor. Because when a whale breaches the ocean's floor, it takes in the deepest breath it can, the breath of life, so that it can go back down there and swim and navigate all the other things in its life that has been going on within it. And that is what you are doing right now. You're learning how to come up for air and learning how to express the joy and happiness of what you want to do and who you want to be and who you want to come. Now, I told you there was a part that kind of relates to your story a little bit. Now, my wife is a double amputee. She lost 2 legs within a year. I mean, she lost 1 leg and a foot, okay? So she lost a leg and a foot in a year. And that transformed her in so many different ways, I can't even tell you. Because she had to start to do a lot of things she didn't want to have to do again. That was her 4th time learning how to walk. What, 5th? 4th or 5th time? I'm not sure. Third time. Well, it seems like more. But her 3rd time learning how to walk again, using new and different things to do that. So now she's got to adapt to a new life. And that's why I'm kind of feeling like this will relate to you in a way, because that's kind of what I feel like you're going through. She had to grieve the loss of the leg that she had lost before she could move forward with her life. And I kind of feel like that's something that you need to do. You need to bury old self and allow that new self to breach that surface of that floor and take in that fresh breath of air and scream at the top of their lungs, I am happy! Beautiful timing on that. Welcome on in. Thank you very much, Lightseeker, for the follow. But that's not the end of the story. We have to understand what's coming for us in our future, right? So maybe it's time to let go of all of that bent up anger about what you didn't do right with your life. That doesn't matter anymore. You need to let this anger out, whatever it is. Angry at self, angry at the world, angry at everybody else telling me how to do and what to do. I want you to do something very important for me today. I want you to go find an old plate ceramic plate somewhere, something you can break. And I want you to write on that plate in marker of some kind that's permanent, or I don't care if it's dry erase marker, okay? Write on that 10 things that you are angry about right now. And that's what I want you to do. And I want you to think about it when you're putting them on that page. Then I want you to go find a safe place where you can utterly destroy this plate into nothing but smithereens. And I want you to take every last thing that you're angry about, that you don't like about what has been going on in your life, and I want you to break. Hey, you break whatever you feel like you want to break. Okay? Something you don't care about, something you don't care about, all of that stuff, Marshmallow. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, thank you, lady, for coming back in. I had to move on from you because you didn't answer in time, so. But the important thing, Marshmallow, about what your destiny is right now, you're going through this cycle for a reason. Right now, you're in the death stage. Death, life, and rebirth happens to us all the time in our lives. Well, your mom would kill you? Well, so what if your mom would kill you? What's the worst you could do for breaking one plate? One plate. And go ask your mom for permission to do it. There's something that I want to do today to help me. Can I have one plate that you don't care about? Go to the dollar store and buy a plate, okay? It's not, or go to your local market and buy yourself a cheap-ass plate, okay? If you don't have a plate, find something else that's breakable and break it. You can write on the inside or outside of it, whatever way you want to do. Whatever way works for you, okay? I'm just saying it's time to let this out one way or the other. So whether you do this with the plate experiment or you go, box it out. The only reason I say something that you have that's old that you don't care about, because you're using that old self. So something you've already owned that you don't care about is symbolic of letting go of that, what you don't want anymore. So if you're buying that old plate, just go with the mind that you're picking this up to do this for yourself. And remember that you're going through this life, death, and rebirth process, and right now you're working on the death part. One life is dying and getting ready to be reborn as a new life. And then you are going to live new life again. So you are going through the life, death, and rebirth circle, not only physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay? So we need to understand that this is all a part of the change that we're going through, and that's why we're going through all of this right now. That's the reason we need to be determined about our path and what is passionate to us. We have to come up for that fresh breath of air and scream for joy at the world that we're happy that we're alive and happy that we have something more beautiful than we didn't have before. And letting go of that anger, even anger at ourselves for what we're not doing, is healthy for us to let out and let go of. Because there are times when I'm angry at myself for having some of the thoughts I have, and sometimes it doesn't take a plate for me to do it, but I have other ways to do it without breaking things. But you know what I'm saying? It's just an exercise that I feel that would help you, move you forward, and allow you to have that concrete, this is my end of this person. From this point forward, there is no other. There is only this person that I will be now. And whatever you choose your name to be, use it and use it well, because it will represent you. So be the person you've always wanted to be, and let that be enough. Don't care what anybody else thinks. There's a lot of stupid people out there, okay? And one thing from your guides, you're supposed to look under your coffee table for something, or there's in your house, in your living room area, there's like a small little table that you don't move very often, that something is slid under there. Right, and that's why you have to finish that process. The dead girl's body is going to die. Let's hold a funeral for that and mourn the loss of that. Because like I was trying to tell you before, and this is part of the reason that when I became the unknown prophet, I had to do this for myself. Not only did I have to do the plate, I had to do something else as well that I want to give you that I think it will be very easy for you to do, because all you need is a cardboard box for this one and a bunch of paper. Okay? So what I did to help me move forward or become this new positive person you see here today is I put a cardboard box on the table, and I started to think and write down all the things that I didn't like about who I was and what I needed to let go of as a person, inward, outwards, all that stuff. And I put it in this box, and I held an actual funeral for myself. I had my version of a funeral. Okay, you know what a Viking funeral is? It's where you put something in fire and go whoosh. Well, that's kind of what I did. But I had I mourned the loss. I cried the loss out. I took a whole week to mourn the loss of that which I had just let go of. And I buried that old self that I used to be so that I could reawaken as the unknown prophet and be able to come here and do these things for you. And they want me to tell you that this is something that you need to start to look at too. And definitely look under that small table somewhere in your living room, because there's something underneath there that you've been looking for. I don't know if you've been missing something lately. I don't miss her. She was an ass. Well, there you go. There you go. And that's what that angry plate is about. Okay, that's why we need to do the angry plate. And then we need to mourn the loss of that thing and really remember that it was a beautiful life. She was a beautiful person. She was part of my life. She will always be a part of my life, but she is no longer my life. I hope you understand that. So I had to finish that up real quick before I moved on to Ram there. But I think you are on the right track. Just remember to take it slow, do what feels right, take in all the information that you can, and then when you are ready to finally make the full-on complete transition in your life, then that is when the final death happens. Okay, so when your final death happens, when you finally become the person you've always wanted to be, there will be a part of you that will have to mourn the loss again of the body, not the mind or spirit. You're letting go of the mind and the spirit in this exercise. The body comes next, and that's when we are reborn as this new child that we want to be in our life. So although I do see you accomplishing a lot of what you want to do, I see you transitioning very well. I see you having a very filled life from this point forward after that fact. Welcome to the species, the male species. Because I do feel your masculine energy in you. And embrace your masculinity. Embrace both sides of you. Masculine and feminine always. Ram! It's been a while. How you been, ya person? How you been? How you been? So, it's time for Ram's reading. Whenever you're ready, Ram, I'm ready. Hydration was just being accomplished as you hydrated. I've been bad, but I'm trying to get better. Oh, sorry to hear that. You're very welcome. Let's see if we can help you today. I don't know if I missed anything. You didn't miss a damn thing because it's your turn. Your turn for your reading. For you. So the only thing that you need to do is give me your numbers while I have a toke of my tobacco. Well, that's the end of that one. No more till later. Okay, I'm getting the download right now. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to your reading there. Throw me your numbers in case you don't remember, 1 through 10. How many times do you want me to shuffle this deck for you? And 1 through 52. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Show me your numbers. Oh, excuse me. That's what I get for having breakfast. 1, 2. Oh, okay. 3 and 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 God cards too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 50, 51, and the 52nd card is now on top. I thought that was it. You want to know about the health thingy, and can we improve the health thingy, right? Plus, we also have a 4-card God message for you as well, Ram. So, Ram, one of the things that I'm seeing for you about the whole health issue, it's generally mostly about how you perceive your image right now. Because you're only presenting this much of who you truly are on the inside as matching the outside right now. Your life is kind of, I know how much you've been through. Since we last talked, I can kind of feel the download a little bit, and you've been through a really difficult time of making some really maybe difficult choices and trying to decide what to do and what not to do. But you have to remember that the thing you have to be concerned about is your own health right now. That you need to get into a doctor, you need to get a physical, you need to get back to taking all the right medications you're supposed to be taking, you need to exercise a little bit, even if it's 15 minutes a day. Even me, I walk up and down these hallways all day long to get stuff every once in a while because I know I need the exercise, okay? I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, it may only be a minute or two down a hallway or not, but I'm still getting that exercise that I need, and also that diet has to be readjusted to be a little bit more healthier diet than not so much of the snack food kind of stuff, because right now you want a certain image and you have a certain image of what you want to be in your head, right? So the best way for you to be able to do that is to finally concentrate on some of your own health needs and your own physical, mental, and spiritual needs for trying to and get the better understanding of what you actually want your body to have an image of, because we're breaking this image off so now we can show the real true reflection of who we are. But how do we do that? Well, it's time to come to terms that this inner battle that you've been having inside of yourself, two opposing feelings and decisions that you are having right now, you have to find some way to come to some resolution within it. Either you have to find a way to make it work together as one, or we need to go our separate ways. And I think you know what I mean here, and I think it has to do with your mom, okay? I know we want to protect her. I know we want to be a part of that life and everything and stuff as well. But the thing that I'm feeling more is this inner battle within yourself. You're worried that if you take care of yourself, that the other people in your life, whoever they are, will fall to the wayside. You're never going to leave those people alone. You're never going to stop caring about those people just because you start caring for yourself. But this inner battle that you've been working on the inside, you have to find some conflict resolution to. You've been fighting against your two opposing sides for far too long. It's time to put down the swords and start to make friends with the other person in our heads and start to find some way to have that common ground where we can start to build on something new. And that's kind of what I feel like. This will be a battle for you to recover this health issue for you. But I feel like you'll have to let some old bad habits die that you used to be so accustomed to. And you're going to have to change your lifestyle pretty dramatically to get the kind of results you are seeking. Okay? And that's what is coming for you in your future. It's tempering yourself into the shape you want yourself to be. Now, the temper card is all about that we are ready to start working on self. We've gotten ourselves ready for the energy that we want to start putting out into this world. We've gotten our metal red hot, so hot that now we can put it down on the anvil and start to temper our lives into the shape we want it to be. So ask yourself, do I want to be the sword that defends, the shield that protects, the cup that gets filled or empty, or the fan that controls the ebbs and flows of life? You can create all of these tools and put them into your toolbox for use when you need them. You can create all 4 tools. You don't need to just create one. And allowing yourself to remember that you are more resilient than you think you are. The birch tree is saying to you that the reason you're going through all of this right now is to remind you that you are this resilient person who takes in life all of the time from all that which he can. He wants to give as much as he gets. He knows that there are some parts within himself that he still needs to work on that are slowly coming off of that old skin and old husk, kind of like a snake sheds its skin, so does a birch tree peel its skin back so that it can bring in more moisture and bring in more rain and stuff like that. The unique thing about a birch tree is it always has water running through within it up to a certain degree. Of course, under, I think it's like minus 15 degrees, that's when it starts to slow, but pretty much up until about that, it works all the way through. Even if it's very, very slow, it's still working. You know what I'm saying? And what they do is they start to peel their skin off just little by little, because the paper birch tree does something unique that it doesn't do with a lot of other birch trees. It splits its skin on purpose so that it will allow this new growth, or letting go of the old to bring in the new is what I'm getting to. Not that you're hurting yourself or anything like that, okay? But allowing yourself to remind yourself that you are resilient because you have the image in your head of who you want to be. That is what's going to make you resilient through this process. That's going to help you become who you want to be. Letting go of the battle inside of yourself and saying, hey, we can do this together as a team. We can improve both of us at the same time. Maybe that's the answer to the question. And tempering yourself into what you see yourself becoming is what it's really going to be about. And one of the things that they're telling me to tell you, besides the God cards here, is that your health will improve, but you've got to do some major changes in what you actually do with your health changes. And it kind of like feels like you need to get back on to a fresh start of saying next week and not give yourself another week to do what you used to do and start to plan out meal plans, get that doctor in there, get all the things up there, and then start to work in that day. But I think that your health will be improving a lot more than you think it will be, because you're going to start to work on that a lot more. So I'm seeing it come to fruition. And you do have a 4 God card message as well, Ram. Maybe this is the other answer to that other question you have. Well, they just say, keep going forward, keep doing what you can do, and just keep being as positive as possible and keep those positive thoughts in your head that things are going to work out exactly how they're meant to go out. Now, I have a question to you. Do you want to see your God cards? Yes or no? That's my last question for you, and then it will be Light Seekers reading time. Yeah. I don't think you're quite there yet, but you might have I don't know if you're a smoker or something like that, but you kind of feel like you have a beginning of OCBD, or what's that called? I have it. It's a lung condition. It's not asthma. It's more of a heavy. What is it called when you're a heavy smoker? What's it called, honey? COPD. So, yes, you want to see your God cards. Okay, so this is a message from your higher power telling something you really needed to hear today. And they are all emotional cards for you. Wow, you got an all one color reading here. Now, whenever this happens in a reading, there's a very other specific message I need to tell you. Yeah, sleep apnea, something like that. Do you have sleep apnea? I would go get yourself checked for that. Because I have that, and trust me, going from not having something to help me breathe at night to when I'm sleeping, at least, I get more restful sleep, and then my breathing is a lot better in the morning. I also have rescue inhaler in case I need it. I don't really use it a lot, but I do have it. I also have a nebulizer that I can use every once in a while when my breathing gets really, really bad and stuff like that. But the thing that I want to tell you about these cards specifically, these are all water element cards. These are my emotion cards. So something is going on with you emotionally right now, and this is going to probably speak to that emotional side of you. And a lot of it is physical and spiritual. So, first of all, you need to start to put on that positive cloak of armor around yourself. And that it means not saying to yourself those negative thoughts you keep thinking all of the time. You need to start to put this bubble of positivity and believe in yourself and believe that you're capable of doing all of this. You need to take your best attributes and add them to your natural aura shield. And well, how do you do that? Well, every day you wake up and you look in that mirror and you say, you're a good man, you're a good woman, I love you, you love me, into the mirror. So you're saying it to yourself, and you build that up, and you build that up, and you build yours up. Because right now you're going outside without a coat outside, and all this little stinging sleet is trying to hit your skin. And if you know what sleet is out there, it's this really, really intense, pebbly kind of icy pellet stuff that's really, really tiny. And then when it starts to come towards your skin, it's like little icy needles start digging into the stone of your skin. It's the worst kind of snow there is, because it's not just snow, it's ice snow. You know what I'm saying? So what right now you're going out there without any protective gear on, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So you need to put your protective gear back on. The reason I put this shirt on every day, this necklace on, and this hat every day is because it's part of my coming into becoming the unknown prophet and putting on my own aura shield. I put the shirt on to protect me from physical harm. I put the mental hat on for mental harm, and I put this necklace for spiritual harm not to get to me today as well. So they just want me to remind you to do that. I want you to let these emotions out that you've been holding back in. Yeah. And we're going to get to that one too, because that's what this card is about. And that means that it's time to cry. It's time to mourn the loss of your grandmother. She doesn't want you to feel like this anymore. She doesn't want you to be like this anymore. She always tried to help and improve your life and give you that positive motivation that you needed. But she was also the kind of woman who could let you could talk with, that would allow you to let all this emotional stuff that you've been holding in inside. And you need to start to allow that rain to fall down onto that ground so that it can get soaked up by all those roots you have down in the ground, so it can gather up the new nutrients that water will bring back in once it's been cleansed through the earth. So remind yourself that you have to allow that rain to happen right now. And this card usually means something different, but today this card was the card I drew for myself, so I looked at it as, what do I need to look at this card in a different way? I said, whoever gets this card today will have to be told that it's time to let go of those emotions. It's time to let them out. You can't hold on to them any longer. You have to learn the lesson right now. What you're going through right now is a lesson that you are being challenged with by the universe. They want you to learn something going through all of this. So what are you learning through this? You're learning how to become more empowered. You're learning how to live a healthier life. You're learning how to do all of that. But it all starts with you saying, thank you for the lesson. Now I've got to start putting it into practice. So there is some learning still left for you to do, but I want you to know that they want this to be the last time they have to teach you this lesson. So if you feel like you've been going over and over and over and over and over again in your life and things keep running around in circles, that's probably why, because they are trying to get you to learn a certain thing or come to terms with a certain lesson that all of us have to learn in life. But the important thing they want me to tell you is this: it's time to be that which you see yourself being. We have created this thing in our head. We know what it looks like. Now we have to become that person. In order to become that person, we have to go what's called through the labor process. Just like in normal life, in spiritual, mental, and physical terms here, you need to be birthed out of that birth canal as this new birth person. You're going to go through that little bit of labor process to get through to that other side of that new life you want. But once you're there and you're living that life, then the universe will come along and start to help you grow and become that change every day, every moment of your life. So you have to start to walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do. So start being the person you've always wanted yourself to be. And today, especially above all else, pay attention to your physical body, what it's telling you, and definitely get that sleep apnea thing talked about, because I want to talk to you about a little bit about the sleep apnea thing. Okay, so before I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I've been a big dude most of my life. Okay, up until about 25, I've been about a big dude. Okay. And I've tried losing weight. Some of it is chemical, some of it's just laziness, some of it's, me not eating at the right times, right way as I need to do it. But I wanted to touch on the sleep apnea thing, because before I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, I would wake up constantly at night. I would wake up, my wife would complain about me snoring really loud, and also tossing and turning in bed and gasping for air every once in a while. And it took my wife to tell me that this was kind of going on with me. Thank you very much for the follow. I truly appreciate it. But we do have some God cards to get to. So why don't we get to those real quick here? Do you want to see your God cards today? Welcome in, first time chatter duck. Welcome in. Good morning and God blesses. Thank you for the follow. Okay, why isn't that clearing? Follower, new follower, new follower, new follower. So my last question for you is, do you want to see these God cards? Oh, never mind the yours. Oops, I had a brain fart. I put them aside because see, old man syndrome sometimes kicks in. I'm sorry about that, Ram. You already got those cards. My apologies. You broke my stream. Oh no. Let me see if I can fix this real quick, guys. Why is this not working? It won't clear. Oh no, I've got a heart stuck on my screen. What will I ever do? No. It's okay. It'll either go away on its own or it will stay there indefinitely. Look, Duck, you get a free promotion the entire rest of the stream unless I stop this OBS thingy. And I think that takes me off of line. And I've got Light Seeker in the chat too, so the duck power is real. Anyway. Light Seeker, let's get into doing your reading though. I don't know what else to try here. Well, let me try this here. Hey! There we go. That cleared it off. Woohoo! Hey, GTR, how you doing, my friend? All right, Light Seeker, it's your turn for your reading today. So whenever you're ready, welcome on in, all my new first-time followers of channel. I got to check something here. I might have actually just hit 500 followers. I've got to check real quick. I'm doing awesome.
We got lots to win. This one might be a good race, homies. We might have a...
Holy crap, that was loud. Oh, sorry about that, guys. And I'm going to give you more back feedback if I give me a second here. I'm doing awesome as always. Thank you for asking. I got to check something real quick here. So, Light, whenever you are ready, if you have a question that you would like to ask me, please go ahead and ask it. 1 through 52, 1 through 10, how many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 52, that's where your answers are in my deck. Whenever you're ready, please let me know, and then we'll get to your reading. I'm checking it right now, guys. Let's see here. Drum roll, please. I think I might be... I am 3 followers away from 500 people. 3 followers away. Oh my God. I've only got 3 follows away before I reach my goal of 500. And that means we have to have a 6-hour stream. Hoofty. All right, ready? Whenever you're ready, give me your numbers. And if you have a question, anything positive. I tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know here. I'm not a sugarcoat kind of tarot reader, but I will. 1 through 10, how many times do you want me to shuffle? And then 1 through 52. 11? I can do 11. If you need me to do 11 shuffles, I'll do 11 shuffles. But I want to make sure what you meant by 11 here. So Light Seeker, I just want to know, is that how many times you want me to shuffle, or is that your second number 1 through 52? You're next as soon as I get Light Seeker's reading done. I'm just clarifying a question here. Okay, 11 shuffles. Okay, you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's too many. If that happens, we don't count those cards. Those cards just go back into the deck, and we were on 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now I need your second number, Light Seeker, 1 through 52. So all I need is your second number there, Light Seeker, 1 through 52 this time. I don't go higher than that. Hey, two more to go before I reach 500, 2 more. We are 2 more away from 500, 2 more. Thank you for being a follower. We've got 2 more. Yep, that's okay. No, that's how many cards I count out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50, and 1, and the 52nd card is now on top. And just gonna go back in here. Hey, I say that for a reason. That's why I give you that choice. I wouldn't say it unless I was willing to do it. Now, I know you're having some anxiety today and stuff like that, but you're good. We got you. Yep, we only got... Hey, I thank you for that. I thank you. I'm like 2 more falls away from 500. So let's get those in here to what we need to know there for you today, Light Seeker, though. Okay. Give me a second. I got to fix my screen. Come on, mouse. Okay, there we go. I had to get back to my main screen because I was checking something else out, and then I got like watching and stuff like that. So, Light Seeker, now it's your reading time, and I wanted to make sure I understood your question. And you wanted to know, going back here, just making sure I didn't miss it. Did you have a question? Because I'm kind of feeling like you had a question. And just for clarification, it was 1 through 10 was the shuffle. 1 through 52 is where your answers were in my deck. Just so you know how that works. But if you just want a general reading that's going to help you out today, move you spiritually, just tell me general. That's all I want to know right now. Since I hear you up, I don't need to worry about coming to get you, right? Are you still going today? Yeah. Okay. So, just Light Seeker, one more time. Is this just a general reading? Yeah, general. Okay. I kind of thought that's what you were going to say, but, I always like to ask when it's new people in here who haven't been here before, kind of a deal. So, Light Seeker, just remind yourself right now that the chaos that you're going through is all designed for something here. Right now, your world is kind of being shattered for a reason. This postage stamp of a life you used to live, this little box you used to live in, this comfortable, safe, warm box that we love to be in all of our lives, finally we are seeing that we can't be in that little box any longer, that we need to start to break that apart and show our truest reflection of who we truly are. And as you see, that card's in your deck as well. So the image that you have right now of what your life and what you want it to be, it's time to get a clearer understanding of what you actually want to put out into this world. Right now, it seems like there's a lot of chaos and anxiety and issues you're going through, but honestly, this is how we're teaching you how to get through those things. We're giving you these experiences so you can learn how to overcome and how you can become, so you can become stronger, so you can become more resilient. And the reason we need you to start looking at yourself in a bigger picture kind of a mode, because this has been our safe spot for a while. Now life is breaking apart because you know what happened? You weren't willing to change, so the world came along and did something to you to make you change. That's what happened. So ask yourself, was there a part of myself that was unwilling to move and unwilling to change? And then the universe said, okay, let's wake her up a tiny bit and throw her some stuff that she has to deal with. And that's kind of what you're working on right now. The thing that you are faced with right now are those fears and anxieties that are right in front of your face. They are your cliff, right? If you jump off this cliff and you don't know where you are going to land, as a leap of faith is designed to do. Now, remind yourself that this is time for us to face those fears, to overcome those obstacles, to become stronger. That means we have to take a leap of faith. That means we have to take a leap of faith that we are going to jump and that the universe is going to parachute us all the way down and that there's going to be mattresses down below to soften the blow. Remember, the universe only gives us that much which we can handle. That's one of my favorite sayings from the Bible, honestly, and my only favorite saying, except for one other one. But you know what I'm saying? It's about you taking that leap of faith and getting over those tiny little fears you know you can do right now. The bigger ones will come down the road. Let's take care of the little tiny ones we can overcome first. Let's see if we can overcome those ones before we accomplish something as monumental as my depression and my anxiety on a RRL lifestyle when I'm in real life and in public and in people and lots of things going on around my head. You know what I'm saying? But it's honestly time for you to do one other thing. It's time for you to release all these bent up emotions and feelings that you've been holding back and not letting go of too. There's a lot that you have yet to let go of and release into the world. You know, you have to give something to get something. Well, you have to be willing to give up some of those bad old patterns, to give up those old bad lives, to give up those old bad comfortable spots. And we need to release those back and let them go be wild creatures yet again, because that's what they will go do eventually anyway. We have to learn how to release that energy. And there's something I would like to ask you to do today, but it's entirely up to you to do, okay? Go find an ugly old rock out somewhere in your yard or someplace that you can find a rock. Something that can fit in the palm of your hands, okay? And what I want you to do with this rock is I want you to ask your higher power to create the ultimate dark void that can suck any negativity away. But there's one thing that you need to put into that rock that you need to let go of. Just one thing, okay? Just one. And that you need to start to do this. And I want you to start to give that energy to that rock every single day. So pray on it, let go of it, think about those bad negative thoughts and put it into the rock. Let it soak them and take them all away from you. I want you to do this for as long as you feel you need to do it, but don't do it for longer than 1 year and 1 day. Okay? Once you've reached a year and a day, you need to do the other half of this thing that I need you to do. Okay? And what I need you to do is I need you to gather this rock up, and once you feel like it's full, I want you to take this rock somewhere you can never, ever get it back. Don't mark it in any way. Don't put your name on it. Don't do anything to it. It's just going to be a rock. And I want you to take up all those frustrations, and I want you to gather it up, and I want you to toss that rock into a whatever abyss you so seem worthy to do so. And then I want you to grieve the loss of that which you just let go of. That one thing that you let go of, take 3 days at least to grieve that loss. Then after 3 days, or however long you want to grieve, okay? Just don't grieve longer than a month, okay? After a month, you need to go do the other half of this exercise. Go buy yourself a beautiful rock and do the exact opposite with it. Ask your higher power to fill it with the ultimate loving light that will soak in all the positive energy you will need somewhere in the future. But there's one thing you need to put back into yourself to replace that which you just let go of. And every day you need to do it for the exact amount of time you did it for the ugly rock, you need to do for the beautiful rock, okay? So if you did it for 3 days, you need it to do for 3 days again, okay? Just as an example. And then when you feel like it's full, you seal it with a prayer of love, with whatever higher power you believe in. And then whenever you feel like you're having that bad day, those chaotic moments, you go grab that rock and you take that energy which you need for the rest of the day. And it will always be filled and always be there for you when you need it. Because you're going to fill it with the ultimate battery. And that's going to help you find that reflection inside of yourself. So now we're back to the reflection card yet again, light, right? Because why do we call ourselves light seeker? Because we're trying to bring in the light. We're trying to bring in all that which we feel is positive in our life. It's time to live it, breathe it, and understand it. That the truest reflection of who you truly are as a person is only being shown by the image you show to the world and how much you let them see of you, how much you're willing to overcome your fears before you can face anybody else, and what I have let go of before I'm ready to see the reflection of who I truly want to be. So, break apart the image, overcome my fears, and let go of all that which has been holding me back so I can see myself for who I truly am. And that is your general reading for today. And then we do have a For God card message as well. And as I like to say, since you haven't been here for a long time, these are the most extremely intense cards I can tell anybody. They are a message from your higher power. They are directly from them to you. You've been asking them a question saying, "Can you please give me an answer already?" They've come to tell you in no uncertain terms what that answer is. So, if you had another question or would like to know what your higher power has to tell you, please say, "Yes, I want to see my cards," or politely say, "No, I do not want to see them," and I will go to the next reading in line, which is GTR. I thought I saw a bilingual girl on here too, but she must have taken herself off the list. New girl, are you still here? Huh? She took herself off the list. Anyway, if you want to see your God cards, please say, "Yes, I want to see them," or "No." Are you sure you're up for this today, Beth?
What?
Are you sure you're up for this today?
No.
1 second. I gotta go. I'm gonna reveal these cards, and then I'm gonna go take a small break to convince my wife. Call them and let them know you're not coming. You're in too much pain. Okay, good. Sorry, I had to yell at the wife. Okay, so what do your God cards want me to tell you today? So, deep breath time. So, what do your higher power want you to know? They are tired of you crystallizing in fear. You've crystallized yourself in so much fear that you've become so ultra protective that you're putting daggers out there to everybody else there in your life. You want to know why no one wants to be around you and why no one wants to cohabitate with you? Because your defense mechanisms are way too powerful for them to get anywhere near you. So it's time to realize that you've crystallized yourself in fear a little bit here, and that you need to understand that growth does not stop even though we are crystallized in fear. That this little plant, once that ice melts, is going to soak all of those anxieties, all those depressions, all that stuff that used to cause us harm. It's going to melt away from us. It's going to go back into that earth, and it's going to soak up the nutrients, and it's going to grow even bigger, even stronger because of it. So remember, don't put your defense mechanisms out there so much that they're so hard for people to get near you. And number 2, it's time for you to realize that you've created a fertile ground for you to plant in. You want growth to happen, you have to start planting those physical, mental, and spiritual seeds you want to start to grow within your life. And you have to allow yourself the time it takes to care for those seeds and watch them grow until you know they're healthy enough to take care of themselves. Because that's what we have to do in our life. It's time to take care of those physical, mental, and spiritual seeds. One physical thing you need to do better, mental and spiritual thing you need to start doing better for yourself. Ho, ho, ho. And then it's time for you to understand that you need to listen to what your inner guides are trying to tell you. That your guides are giving you, and gods are giving you, all the backup that you could ever ask for. So if you think your gods don't have your back right now, they do. They have your back so much, they're giving you all the power and the magic to wield the destiny into the shape you want it to be. They're giving you the power to weave your own web and say, this is where I want myself to go. How do I do that? I start listening to my inner voice, start listening to my inner guides, and start listening to what my heart and my gods are trying to tell me. So open up those ears, open up those eyes, and take in that which your guides are trying to tell you. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop taking the hard path and take an easier path for a change. Let's start making smaller, attainable goals in life. Let's start making smaller, obtainable things that we can actually achieve. We're going to get to that big goal somewhere down the line, but every step towards that one, even if it's 5 to 10 steps, whatever steps it's going to be, it's time for you to start taking an easier path than you've been doing to yourself lately. Whatever that may mean to you, it means something. All of that means one answer for you. You got to kind of figure that part out on your own, but that's what I needed to tell you from it. Light. Do you often get like auditory jingly sounds in the ear? Not like tinnitus, but it's more like bells, especially in the right ear? Light seeker? Because I'm hearing a lot of jingly bells around you. That are like they're like I'm doing a good job. Ding 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 ding. Listen to the ding 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 sound. If you've been hearing that a lot lately, yeah. Well, that's just your guides basically giving you an auditory sound to kind of let you know when you're kind of doing some things that are on the right track, or we're trying to give you some kind of a sign that we're here, we're paying attention, we're trying to give you that pay attention signal. So if you ever start to hear that, especially when you're in that distress part, when you're feeling like you're trapped and stuff like that, listen to that auditory sound telling you it's time to go get somewhere a little bit less anxiety filled for a moment. Take that 3 deep breaths in, 3 deep breaths out, then go back to the situation. That's all that I have to tell you, is that they see you working on some things with the anxiety stuff right now, and they think you might need some chemical help in some respect because the body's not doing something right now. So that's the only other thing I was supposed to tell you. That may be a chemical connection. I'm not sure. Just I would go see your doctor or a mental professional who can do those diagnoses that I can't do. Okay. All right, let me do a cleansing shuffle for GTR. GTR, it is your turn for your reading, my friend. Can't believe I'm only 2 freaking followers away from 500 right now. You're very welcome, Lightseeker. I hope that helped you in some way, shape, or form today. More than anything, I hope that you had something to think about and take into your life, whether it's good for you or good. Oh, excuse me. Whoo. Oh. Oh, pardon me. Okay, but, so, I like to remind people every now and again, remember your future is always in your own hands, no matter what I tell you today. Oh, you want the same question as Light Seeker. Okay. Now I have to go back and see what they wanted to know. Just a general reading about... I have to go back and see what she said now. Okay. General reading, whatever the gods need you to hear. Got you. So, whenever you're ready, GTR, tell me what your numbers are, just to remind you, how many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. Then, pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where the answers are in my deck for you. Whenever you're ready, give me your number. I know your question. We'll get to it whenever you're ready. Here are your 8 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you have 4 God cards as well. And 52 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, and the 52nd card is now on top. What does the universe have to tell you that you need to know today? Excuse me. I apologize for this. Sorry about that. Anyway, so welcome back to GTR. Here's what you need to know for you today. So GTR, the world is about to explode on your ass, or you're about to explode your world on everybody else's ass, right? It's time for you to realize that you are like a volcano ready to blow its top, but not for any reason, just one reason. You must utterly destroy everything that has ever bad happened to you in your life, and you need to mull over it like so much lava, destroying all that which you do not want in your life anymore to create a new path. But you've got to be the passion. You've got to be the drive. You've got to be the moment, and take this moment to find those passions and find those drives. And we've been working on this for a while, haven't we? We've been trying to store this heat. We've been ready to pour our new path down before us for a while, haven't we? And the thing that we need to understand is that yes, it means destroying some of our old preconceived notions. Thank the gods that finally happened, because all that old crap we used to hang on to ourselves, we don't need anymore. We need to level the playing field and pour down a new hot magma lava. And that lava is going to pour down and roll over everything in its path, because you are going to be that passionate about what you want to do right now. And as we are pouring over, we are creating a new path for us to be on someday. Remember, we can walk on whatever surface we so see fit. So if we want to walk on a fiery, hot lava trail, we can, because we're going to blaze our way all the way to our future if we want to. Right now, the universe is just asking you to get the big picture. You are the artist of your own destiny. You are weaving the web as you so see it. And as you are seeing it and weaving this tapestry all around stuff, right? You have to realize that you are that beautiful picture in which you have been presenting to the world. Just like, hey, hi guys, everybody's in the chat. Oh, welcome back, getting ready. Okay, anyway, she's going to go get ready for work, but she's one of my VIPs, so I had to say hi real quick. But it's about you finally understanding that what you're showing the world, not everybody is going to get. Not everyone's going to understand what you are trying to do, but you know what you put into that painting. You know what you meant by what that artwork is going to be. And you understand. Good, then I will move on. Because that's what their gods are asking you to do right now. See the whole picture for what it truly is and appreciate what you have. Because maybe you want to color in this picture a little bit more and add some flourishes, or maybe you need to leave it alone. That's up to you to decide. Moving you forward, what they're trying to get you to is this acceptance part. We need to accept ourselves for who we truly are. The good, the bad, the uglies, everything that's in our whole repertoire. We can't have a dualistic personality about ourselves any longer. We have to accept all that which we don't like about ourselves as things that we can change. Things that we can do to be better every single day is move one of those things to the plus column every once in a while. You know, it takes a lot of time for people who are like me to accept sometimes themselves for who they are. We have a lot of these questions and thoughts and feelings that go through our heads every single day. And every day we are asked to accept ourselves for who we are that day. And every day we're met with the same challenge. Can I do that today? Even though there may be people out there who don't like me. You know what I'm saying? But you need to find that acceptance within ourselves. We have been doing this for a while, but the reason you're going through all of this is that heat is being added to your forge. Your forge is you taking yourself out of your own forge and saying, I'm ready to work on myself. How do I want to put my shape, and what do I want to mold myself into being, or what do I want to pound and temper it into being? So why you've been going through all of this right now? Because you're building up the power you need and the energy you need to start to do those goals and dreams in which you are starting to do. I feel like there's something very creative that you've been working on for a while that you're almost ready to let out into this world. So you're building up all the energy that you need. So you're ready, because it will take people a little bit of a back, because they will be kind of impressed that you could do something like this, right? Because they didn't expect that much from you. And that's been your whole problem the whole time. No one ever expected anything from you as much as you expected it from yourself. And that's the best part of your journey, is because this journey that you have been on is building up that forge within yourself. So building up that heat within yourself, building up is making you stronger. Taking in and realizing what you want to make it into being, making you stronger. And giving yourself that acceptance into knowing what you will be and are at the same time. That is your general reading. And I have a 4 God card message for you. I'm enjoying my massage chair right now. So my question for you, my friends, GTR, do you want to see your God cards? Yes or no? I know you've been watching for a while. So just in case you didn't pay attention or were gone during that time, these are the most extreme, intense cards I can give anybody. They will probably kick some spiritual ass. So I always warn people, if they are not ready for these cards, say, I don't want to see them. But if you do want to see them, say, yes, I want to see them. Okay, GTR wants to see them. Well, this isn't a surprise at all. To me, at least. So, what do they want me to tell you? First and foremost, quit being in the fire. It's time to take your ass out of the fire and start to shape yourself into what you want yourself to be. It's time to stop saying, I'm working on, and start working on. Okay? And we need to understand that we're shaping ourselves into what we want ourselves to be. We get to decide whether we can create one tool or 4 tools at the same time. It doesn't matter what we create. It's what we create to help us get through every single day. Do you need a shield that protects you, a sword that defends you, a cup that allows you to get filled or emptied on a daily basis, or do you need that fan to control the ebbs and flows of life? So tempering your soul into what you want it to be. You need to feed yourself these things you actually need. It's time to stop putting yourself filled with all the sugary treats of life. Now, I'm not talking about actual food here. I'm talking about the stuff that you want, that you think is going to fill that little spot of happiness for a short amount of time. Nope, that's not going to work anymore. Now we need to eat a more balanced meal. Now we need to go onto our dinner table and we need to start to savor the flavors of life in which we are being given. Because right now they're giving us the buffet of all buffets, the freshest food you've ever tasted, made by the most excellent chef you can imagine. Every single thing is fresh and real, good time, and all they're asking you to do is pick up and taste one of these flavors and put it in your mouth and go, I love how that tastes in my mouth. Or, yuck, I don't like that. So now is the time to start to fill those holes with what you actually need, not the Band-Aids that will just go away after a couple of months. It's also time for you to decide whether or not you're ready to take a hard path or not. Do you need to be more determined with your own path? Do you need to become the person who's so determined to get to their goal, they will climb every hill, every valley, anything that gets in their way to get to their goal? Because if you really want it, you're going to have to go get it. But when you're done getting it, you need to take that rest break and let it soak into your life and allow yourself to adjust to that new life you want to happen. Because the only way that will ever happen is if you release all of this stuff. If you release all this bent up stuff that you don't need inside of yourself anymore. Now, maybe you need to scream it out. Maybe you need to punch it out. Maybe you need to rock it out. I don't know which way you need to do it. But there's something that you've been holding inside far too long that you need to let out and let the universe know, I'm not going to take it anymore. I am going to let it go and move on with my life. Whatever that might mean to you, those 4 answers mean something. Alright guys, I am going to take a quick restroom break and I will be back in a little bit. I will be back in about 15 minutes because it takes a while for me to get down and back and stuff like that. So, and I also want to make sure that you got everything you needed before I leave GTR, that I'm, making sure that you were hearing what I had to tell you. Is there a girl you're looking at right now, or I see girl, but I'm not sure. Is it girl? Are you a girl? The reason I'm asking is I'm seeing someone around your life right now who's a girl, who's got long hair, hazelish eyes. She has a really slender face, but she kind of wears these really weird half glasses sometimes. Okay, this might be like I said, I don't know if this is a girl you know or not. Sometimes I get mixed up with the energies with what I'm reading for you and what I'm reading from you. So thank you for clarifying your gender to me. I appreciate that. There might be a girl out there, if you are looking for a new love interest, or if you're looking for someone to kind of someone in the future maybe that you might be looking for, look out for someone who looks like that, but they have to match the attributes of what you want in a person first, okay? The looks come after the attributes. So when you're ready for that, because I don't think you're quite there yet, but when you are, I would keep a lookout for that long-haired, half glasses kind of a girl. She's a tiny bit nerdy, but she's goofy nerdy, and I think you'd like that. So, but anyway, it was something I was supposed to tell you, so that's all I have for you today. I will be back in about 15 minutes, maybe sooner. I gotta go take a restroom break and stuff. Be right back. Let today be your best day ever. Make your fortune and future be all that it could be. See you tomorrow. Love you. Sorry, I put the wrong screen up. Sorry, guys. No, I'm not ending stream. No, not ending yet. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to put that screen up. Oopsies. 2 followers away. 2 followers away from 500, guys. Can you believe it? God, I'm only 2 followers away. Ooh, I see Tara One was on today. Okay, guys, we are gonna go give some love to some much needed person here who is one of my favorite people out on stream, and I've been waiting for this moment. Been waiting for it. Been waiting for it. Been waiting for it. My friend Games with Snakes is on. We're gonna go right out to him, and I want to thank you guys for everything you guys do for me. Thank you very much. Don't be afraid, guys, to remind yourselves, I am running a Kickstarter campaign to get my deck published. So if you guys would like to own a copy of the 5 paths yourself, just remember that I am trying to get this published right now. So I'm going through a company that makes my own cards, kind of a deal, and I'm doing a Kickstarter campaign. So if you guys ever want to show me some love or show me something for what I've done for you today, just go become a donor on my Kickstarter. Drop a line there saying I got an awesome reading from you and I just came to show you some love. I would really appreciate that. But we're going to go right out to one of my best homies on the net here. His name is Games with Snakes, and I'm going to shout him out because, god damn it, I have to. And we're going to go here today, guys. He's a 420 content creator. He's a fly, awesome time. He's a vibe and a half. I'm going to go hang with my buddy. I missed him so much. So we're going to go say hi right now. We're coming, buddy. We're coming. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I guess I didn't lie. Haha. Bye. Love you.